And hello and welcome to episode 53 of Going Over. I, of course, am Fred Soul. Alongside me, Saleh Taylor. We're going to have a lot of fun with you on this one as we preview the next one, which is 11/21. And that one is No Way Around, of course, as Duke City Championship Wrestling returns to the Rio Rancho Event Center. And it's going to be a banger of an evening. Saleh, welcome.
It feels good to be around. It feels good to be seen. It feels even better to be heard. What's happening? How you doing? How you feeling, Albuquerque?
Do me a favor, turn your input up on your mic just the littlest, and we're going to roll through this one.
All
It's going to
right.
be a good one. Yeah, well, that's fun that we have a little bit of a technical difficulty to start this thing because, Saleh, that's all there was last night with the Mike Tyson broadcast.
Yo.
It's just pinwheel the whole time.
I feel like this whole thing, especially with Netflix, is like a big old it's a guinea pig. They're trying new things out, new technologies out, and we're on the receiving end, unfortunately, of a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest things that I was taught was it doesn't matter how clear and crisp your video is, if they can't hear what's going on, if your audio isn't good, you're going to lose a lot of your audience.
That's a key to it. Time of recording is Friday night. It's 9:00 Mountain, so we are doing it during. That's our thing. So we're on social media live doing what we do as we create this program. But Tyson and Logan have not gone yet at the time of our recording. Thank you. I screwed that up. It's a wrestling show.
Yes.
That's on me. I'll own that one. So they have not battled yet.
Not yet. No, yeah. We have the main event on the card is a current WWE Hall of Famer versus a future WWE Hall of Famer's brother.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Mike Tyson, current Hall of Famer, not Donald Trump.
No, but we wouldn't mind seeing Donald Trump getting punched.
Okay.
Or put his dukes up too.
Talking to half of our audience here.
Yep. He seemed like a fighting man.
So we're gonna try to refresh our stream throughout. If we get it, cool. If not, cool. I mean, it kind of is what it is at this point. We'll watch the highlights whenever they come out.
Yeah,
we got a big week, brother. We got some cool announcements. We're gonna make those here on the show today. The card has started to trickle out a little bit. We do that the week before on social media. It's kind of a fun little burn up into the event. We got so many organizations and groups coming out to mess with us next Thursday at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Could not be more excited about that. It is, it's about as good of a pro wrestling episode that we could have here on Going Over.
We're reaching for the stars on this one, and we have some stars coming in on this as well, and we're creating new stars as well. It's a beautiful thing. It's a great night for professional wrestling that I'm really excited about, and we're swinging for the fences on this one. Every show we're trying to top the last one, and we are really going for it on this one. So I'm really excited to be part of it. I'm honored for such, and I'm excited to just fight someone. It's been a while.
It's going to be a while. And you are on the card, so we'll talk about that. Before the night even starts, the Albuquerque Modern Battle Lab and Warehouse 505 have partnered with us. We're going to have some live music, Saleh, before. This is a super fun thing. Could not be more excited about it. But they're going to send out like a high school band. Like it's going to be the coolest. You know what I mean?
It's a mixture of middle school and high school students that everyone's going to come in, and the main thing that they want to do, they want to put on a show as well. So I'm really excited for the students here. Shout out to Ken Johnson, who's the director of the AMBLE, as we call it. But I'm really, really excited to see. By chance, does that mean 6 o'clock when the doors open, the band has their downbeat, or are we going to give them a few minutes for people to start trickling in?
Well, I mean, you know how the event center is. It takes a minute to get from the outside to the inside, but tear down, we'll be tearing it down at 6 o'clock start for us. They're going to play up until about 6:45, and then at 6:45, I'm going into the ring. We're going to talk about what we're doing that evening, which is the world of pro wrestling. And all those in attendance are going to be there. So awesome. APS is sending out a lot of students. So we connected with some student councils. They're doing a fun food drive this weekend. So we're going to work with them. I'm going to have some guests out. We're doing a thing with UNM tomorrow. I'm going to go down there, make sure enough people know what's going on this upcoming Thursday. and by tomorrow I mean today, because it's airing terrestrially on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. As my alma mater, Washington State, visits town, they are taking on the UNM Lobos. That's going to be a lot of fun. We got some fun debuts, so there's going to be a lot of fans in attendance supporting those debuts, so we're super excited about that. But it's a big one, my dude. That's the whole point we're trying to get to, where it's alive and well, and we got some dates to announce right here. December the 28th, my friend. That's going to be the next pro wrestling show here in Turkey. So a much quicker turnaround than the last show, as we had a little bit of a scheduling snafu. December the 28th, so we're going to get you one more time in 2024 before the new year. And then here's a fun announcement. Sally, would you like to make it, or would you like me to?
Go ahead, man. I'm just excited to hear this.
January 17th, 2025, our first event of 2025, Duke City Championship Wrestling is being presented by Albuquerque Comic-Con, and we're doing that at the Kiva. That's right there at the convention center. Be a 6 o'clock door, 7 o'clock start. Pro wrestling is at the Comic-Con, and it's going to be wild, fun, and engaging. Registration will be available from us November the 21st. That'll give you access to the Comic-Con, and it'll get access to our show. If you currently hold a Comic-Con ticket because you were so very excited to get one, first of all, we understand. Secondly, we do have opportunity for you to join us with pro wrestling, as you can then buy and get this is a real number, $10. That's all it's going to take for you to get from the Comic-Con to the pro wrestling show we're doing in the Kiva. I don't want to spoil names. I don't want to spoil personalities, but you know the quality of guests that comes to Comic-Con here in Albuquerque. You know the quality of guests that comes to Albuquerque Comic-Con. Those individuals not only will be in attendance of our pro wrestling show, they will have roles within our pro wrestling show, and we are wildly excited about that.
It's going to be an insane night. I just want to say a big old thank you to Jim Brosen for this. Partnering up with us, and as you know, I play a big role in Albuquerque Comic-Con, so I'm excited to let both of my worlds just, lack of a better word saying it, collide.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a long weekend, but I'm excited. It's gonna be a great night.
I agree. We will have a presence throughout that entire weekend as well, with a booth space. So second year in a row, pro wrestling represented at the Duke City Comic-Con. Last year was a fun one. Jacob Fatu was with us last year, and that went over incredibly well. And I will tell you, that was a weekend of validity for Duke City Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, it was that December and January last year, largest crowds we ever had. Well, at the El Rey. I mean, obviously we had larger crowds and events outside the El Rey, but absolutely drew. So yeah, we're leading up into it. So this Thursday, Rio Rancho Event Center, that's the 21st. That's going to be an absolute banger. And then December the 28th, that's going back to the El Rey. You know, we're taking it back downtown. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then brand new venue for Duke City Championship Wrestling, the Kiva Theater, there at the Convention Center, January the 17th, and then fun announcements to follow after that. So your next 3 months of pro wrestling are going to be packed here in the Duke City.
We highly recommend, when the tickets come out, you better get those seats. And we want to see you, because we are planning on giving you insane night after insane night after insane night. It's going to be exciting.
From the live chat, friend of the show, Joel, that is friend of pro wrestling and friend of really just entertainment, says that Bret Hart better be there and not Goldberg. Also, if you're on your way to the UNM football game today, the game is at 7 o'clock tonight. You can stop beforehand at where, Sally? That's correct, Johnson Field, where our friend Joel, his rugby team, the Albuquerque Aardvarks, are doing a fun food drive with Roadrunner Food Bank. You make a donation, and then they'll play a little touch rugby with you. So, and I know touch rugby was your nickname in high school.
Actually, it was also in the middle school too. I earned it. I kept it. Yeah, you know, it was really good. I didn't know what a rugby was until after I played it. It's kind of crazy.
10 to 1 p.m. You can go out there, hang out with make your way over to University Stadium, do the whole thing. I'm going to do that. So that's my plan for tomorrow. I'm going to show up to rugby in the morning. I'm going to hand out some wrestling tickets. We're going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to make a donation. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm then going to make my way over to the university. Will be equally fun. Watch my alma mater, Washington State University. And then how fortunate I am to live the life that I live, because I'm going to go and see the Black Crows, brother, Saturday night at Route 66 Casino. So it's going to be a non-stopper for me, and I'm excited about the big day.
Sun up to sun down, man. Look at you go. Look at you go. I'm really proud of you.
That's the thing about tired. It's like only if you let yourself be, right? Like I think, and everyone's tired. I just had this talk with my lady the other day. Everyone's tired. Like,
yeah.
I don't know a single person who's not tired. Do the
Yeah.
things you got to do.
I don't trust people that's not tired. I don't trust
No.
them. No, they're not really living. They're not really working.
No. Fred,
It's
I can't
okay.
believe Fred, I can't believe you're chipper and tired. Well, I mean, what's the other option? What are we gonna do?
Being miserable. Like,
Netflix cannot handle this boxing event.
they are struggling a little bit.
Struggling. It is.
This
It is
is
Pinwheel City.
and it's also like really, really crazy to see that Raw will be going live starting in January. So whatever software, whatever system they're working on, they got to sign up on that. Oh man, I'm excited for this though.
Heartbreak. We got the card in front of us. A couple of them are announced. We'll start with you, my friend. You are partnering with Ronin as you take on the tag team of Manny Lemons and the debuting El Pirata. He looks the part. Also, I've seen him work, so he's a tough competitor. Ronin's debut in the ring. You not so long ago had your Duke City Championship Wrestling debut. How excited are you to be a part of a guy who has been a big part of your story here in Duke City Championship Wrestling? How excited are you to start this show off in tag team action and reset the pace after a 6-week hiatus, which has been too long for wrestling?
Well, it's been longer than that for me because your boy's been busy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But what I said before, and I'll say it again, it doesn't matter who I'm with, who I'm in front of. I just want to fight. I'm excited to share time with everyone that's going to be in there with me, and I know it's going to be an honor for them to share time with me. So, all that being said, I'm just excited and ready for a fight. The rise of Ronin is going to be real. You know, he's been coming up on through the ranks, and he's got something to say. He's got something to feel. But let's not sleep on El Pirata and Manny Lemons, because those two, Manny Lemons, with all the experience that he has, and El Pirata that's ready and willing to do anything and everything to get a W. We have a tall hill ahead of us.
You know, and there's this idea in, you know, promotional wrestling, not promoting, but, you know, independent promotions, that years ago, you know, days gone by, that you get a carload of guys from a city to come in, and they travel and do the territories thing. That's not as real as it used to be, but it still exists in small samples, and this is kind of one of them, right? So Manny Lemons and El Pirata, they work together out there in Salt Lake. They're gonna drive over together. They're gonna prepare for you two together. They're going to wrestle together. They're gonna, in their opinion, hopefully win together. Have you and Ronin found an opportunity to kind of get ready for this one? I know you've seen him work. I know you know he can go. And my understanding, he's over at Prime practicing, and he's over there getting ready to fight. He's whooping. Like, he's a dude who's putting whoopings on. Like, is there any chance in this debut and we're talking professional debut. This is his very first pro wrestling match. This is not like El Pirata's first debut here. He's been wrestling for years. You know, this is the first chance to not just whoop someone, but get whooped. Like as you see Ronin ready for this?
Ronin's ready for anything. I won't share time with anyone unless it's worth my time. I'm telling you, man, Ronin is ready to go. And Ronin, he's been working through a really good camp.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see, to show y'all what he's capable of. I might even have to phone it in, because I might just let Ronin run wild on him. So let's see how I'm feeling when I walk in. So
that's the most for sale Sale Taylor thing ever. To go out there, not even start the match, not give him a chance to get the tag, not get him a chance to get it. And then when he, this move, when he comes to you, throw your hands up behind your head, like can't get it kind of thing. So funny. So, and I mean, that's how we're starting the night off. You know what I mean? It's like no reason to wait. They're there for the debut. Let's put them out there. Like, let's go.
I'm excited for this. It's going to be really fun. More importantly, I'm ready just to fight someone. I've had my eyes on Manny Lemon since the last time he was here, and when I first saw him at the Rio Rancho Event Center, that was my last show.
He's the zest of pro wrestling.
I'm excited to share time with him, and I just want to fight him specifically.
Enrique Calderon takes on the Renegade Ricky Rebel. This is Ricky Rebel returning for the second time to Duke City Championship Wrestling. Enrique Calderon has become a staple here in 2024. I would almost say it was the year of Enrique for real. Like, he came out made an impression that I don't think any of us were ready for. You know, he kind of came in unheralded. I was out of town. You know, my father had passed away over the summer. I was out of town, missing the only show I've ever missed. And I come back and he's the talk of Duke City Championship Wrestling. He's come in and he stole not just the shine from others, but took that shine and turned it into a flame. And the Renegade Ricky Rebel, he runs his mouth quite a bit. Everyone that's ever met him in person hates him. Every wrestler that's ever wrestled him hates him. Every wrestler he's ever beat hates him. Like, it's going to be Enrique Calderon doing what the crowd wants done, which is hopefully for he whooping up on the Renegade Ricky Rebel.
I've shared time with the Renegade Ricky Rebel, and
yeah,
that boy aims to hurt. And he's tried that on me a few times. So I'm curious to see how Enrique Calderon can stand on this, because, you know, you can spend as much time in the air as much as possible, but you got to be grounded, and Ricky's going to be down there waiting for you.
He's from like Brownsville, Texas. He's from like the pits of Texas. Like, he's from, or is he? Oh, he's from Stonewall because he loves the idea of a wall. Like, he's like, he's out there.
Stonewall, Texas.
He was a big wrestler at the state fair for us, and it's not because we wanted him there. It's because he refused to leave, you know. And he was like, as soon as someone whoops me, I'll leave. And he did that whole damn state fair.
He was there the whole time. No,
people walked by our free show and went, "Oh, him again."
And they would stay and watch, and they would come back and watch.
gonna be an absolute banger by they. Valak Vile takes on Johnny Magna. Johnny Magna is returning from an injury. He's had a little bit of an up and down 2024. Showed up. His very first match ever was a title match against Thunder. Did get handled pretty easily by Thunder, but you know, you kind of thought he was going to have a story. You know, you thought maybe he's going to try to chase that thing again. Obviously, the title has changed hands since then to Hobo Hank. And then, you know, kind of a tough couple months there on the shelf for Johnny, but he's back at it, and the Magic Man, Valak Vile, intends to make he disappear. This will be a tough one for the crowd because I know they're both excited about him. How do you see it playing out?
I've shared time with both of them actually in the ring, and this is going to be a really, really fun match. You got experience versus very, like, you got youthful energy and exuberance. So the two of them, I'm really excited to see. Valak is actually, you know, obnoxiously smart when it comes to his movements in there. So he knows how to hit, where to hit. And then you got Johnny Maga, who's just eager to come back and make a name for himself again. He wants to earn that title shot again, or he wants to rise to the rank as fast as possible. So he's got some zeal to him, and so
you know, not only does he not have wasted movement in there, he doesn't have a ton of movement in there. You know, so what he does give you is like substantial and it's poignant. And Johnny Manga is the exact opposite. You know, he's athleticism defined. Like, he's a guy who's not afraid to go from one side of the ring to the other before you blink. So to watch that pace of Valak Vile versus that pace of Johnny, it's going to be really, really special for the audience and attendance. And I said, I think the course of that match is going to dictate how the audience is responding, because the audience is crazy about both those dudes.
Yeah. Johnny really, he seems to have a chip on the shoulder though lately. So
I see him here in the live chat joining us. All right, interesting enough. No, you did not just say it was easy for Thunder to beat me. I tell you what, for a guy who got a debut in the world of pro wrestling match against the champion of an organization, I don't remember him winning that match.
Yeah, man, it was clean. It was clean as far as I know, man. Yeah. It was a competitive match. This is going to be a very competitive match. It's going to be a fun one.
He's going to take it out on Valak Vile, and we're going to take a break. Whenever we get back, it's more Going Over on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Going Over. I'm Fritz Lowe. Sally Taylor is with me. He is for sale, of course, and we are previewing the card for this upcoming Thursday Duke City Championship Wrestling at the Rio Rancho Event Center. It's no way around. Tickets available now at dccwtickets.com. If you purchase a ticket to that, you are supporting me. I am in the ownership group of Duke City Championship Wrestling, so keep that in mind. Also, we have a couple fun giveaways going on. So you know the size of the venue. So if you are interested in, join us today at Johnson Field. I'm going to go down there around 10 a.m. I'm going to make a donation for their food drive with Roadrunner Food Bank. Also, tickets will be available for those in attendance there. And I'm going to head over to the UNM tailgate, where if you find me and you wave me down, also I'm hard to miss because I'm gigantic and I'm going to wear my Washington State hat. Tickets will be on my person then. So we're so very excited to have some people out. That's going to be a fun one.
Go Cougs!
Thank
I'm
you.
excited for that, man. I'm from Seattle, so I got to show love to my,
It's a weird connection, especially with the way the Pac-10 went away. It came to Pac-12. Now it's the Tupac. It's the whole thing, and it's going to be birthed again. But just a difficult one. RJ Wild and Jacob East, they both make their debuts in Duke City Championship Wrestling Television. We'll go into link on that as they take on Jada Money Monroe and Stanley Logan. Jada Money Monroe is known quite well here in the Duke City. Also had a big day AEW debut last month, so he is on a little bit of a heater right now. Wild and East have done some work for us in untelevised events. They've earned their way into this situation. I heard from a little birdie, the reason they're so very interested are those Duke City Championship Wrestling tag titles, as this match is going to go into consideration for that final tournament. Saleh, who do you see coming out on top in this one?
That's a rhetorical question, right? Come on, man. Me, dude. I'm going to hold both the red and green walking down the, whomever I'm with. It will be an honor for them to share with me. But I'm holding the red and green, baby.
Let's say you win. Let's say you become Duke City Championship Wrestling Chili champs. You're the tag team champions. One title has a green belt. One title has a red belt. You can only carry one. Which one you want?
I stand by what I just said. I'm ready.
You can have
both. Christmas all day, baby. Christmas all day.
That's so funny. Wild and East versus Monroe and Logan. As we mentioned earlier, more tag team action in this one. Saleh, I know you are very familiar with Jada Money Monroe. I think this is your first exposure to RJ Wild, Jacob East, and Stanley Logan. I'm going to tell you, I've seen them all go. This might be the most athletic match of the night. Like, these are four guys that don't just wrestle, but they wrestle really fast.
It's going to be a very fast match, very fast-paced match. I'm really grateful that we're to be in the beautiful, giant Rio Rancho Event Center, because they're going to have those beautiful, in-house monitors that we're going to do a lot of replays, because a lot of things are going to be missed, because they're going to be moving that fast. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be great. I'm excited to see this, or if I can watch it, because they're going to be moving fast. Jada Monroe, though, don't sleep on him. That boy is ready to put anyone through anything. And our RJ Wild, it's going to be a great match. It's going to be fast. It's going to be high flying. Yeah. It's going to be high risk. It's going to be insane.
Coming back to the game, first time in a long time, and we're excited to have them. So I think it's not lost to a lot of pro wrestling fan out there how important it is that organizations like ours, organizations like the NWA, organizations like AEW, that they, I don't want to use the word allow, because that's not fair. You don't control anyone's decisions, but they give opportunity to performers to go through that door, right? To go through that barrier. And so often they choose to, and we have a guy who's chosen to here, and that's Sidney Porter. Sidney Porter is come back to the game. He took some time off. Obviously now performing with the NWA. He's coming here to perform for us. Wildly excited for that. And what do we do when a guy shows up for the first time? Same thing we did with Johnny Magna. Let him get beat up by Thunder. So Thunder is here. He's going to fight Sidney Porter. It's going to be incredibly good in the world of pro wrestling. I don't necessarily know what this means for the path of Thunder. I know he's definitely pursuing Hobo Hank in an effort to get back to that title, but Hobo Hank is a little preoccupied at No Way Around. Sidney Porter's got a lot to prove. Saleh, I know you've seen Sidney Porter from afar. I know you have ruined Thunder's life. Do you plan to continue ruining Thunder's life?
I don't know what you're talking about, man. He just makes these weird choices, and I just got to let him know that there's consequences to certain things. But I will say this about Thunder. I love the idea of him being the gatekeeper into DCCW, the very person that people get measured up to, because he is, he was a very great fighting champion, and also the man knows how to work. And when you Sidney Porter coming in,
he needs to work on having better friends, because when you're around him, there is failure, and that is what happened the last time you were around him. Hobo Hank is currently the champion of the universe, the world, the galaxy. I don't know what of those things, which one is biggest, the solar system. And that's because I try
to give him the tools for success. He made ill-gotten choice that the consequences. Yes, ill-gotten. He done got ill-gotten.
You interfered with the match, ruined his opportunity to win.
Interfered. What? Didn't break any rules.
Only because there were no interference rules. That's the only reason.
Yeah, I was part of the match anyhow. I was present. I'm omnipotent if need to be. Yes.
Well, you cost Thunder his championship, and we have another championship on the line. That is correct. Mr. Happy is going to put the Route 66 title on the line against the often returning NWA and DCCW alum Brian Idol. Brian Idol has come all the way across the country, did not travel Route 66 to get here, but he's going to try to leave with the Route 66 championship, as Mr. Happy and he will battle for that strap. I'm not a guy that regularly calls for an upset. I'm not a guy that says champions are meant to lose. I do feel like you hear that from a lot of fan, but I'm going to tell you this. Brian Idol is a multi-decade pro at this thing. He collects championships, and he doesn't give them away after he gets them. Mr. Happy better be able to surf, because there's a high tide coming from Florida, and Brian Idol is eyeing that 66 championship. I'm not saying it just to get reaction. I'm saying it because I think it. I don't know if it's Mr. Happy trying to retain the title. I do know it's Brian Idol taking the title. And I think it's going to be the biggest upset of the night when Brian Idol goes over on Mr. Happy and becomes the Route 66 champion.
The man with looks that kill and follows through with it, with the moves that even kill her. The man just has a plan every time. I am grateful. I'm honored every time Brian Idol comes out, but you also got to give it up to Happy that has been able to continue that title of fighting champion. He defended the title like over 1,000 times at the state fair. It was insane. Over 1,000 at least. It was insane. People were trying to come at him left and right. I saw ref shirts everywhere. They're really trying. But it's a fighting champions championship. And the Route 66, it's something that carries good weight. And whoever walks out with that title, damn well is going to deserve it.
Joining us in the live chat is Mr. Happy, who says he can surf pretty dang well. And that is a good note, because either way, he's going to be surfing in victory, or he's going to be surfing in the tides of defeat. And it's a big one. And that's why we put it right at the middle. You know what I mean? This is you don't get a break throughout the course of this. Like, you show up, like, get your hot dog, get your merch, find your seat, listen to your live music, because we're going to have really good live music. Teardown's performing. Watch pro wrestling. Enjoy pro wrestling. Also, be part of the show. That's the thing about our TV product. You're not coming to sit on your hands, although we don't have an audience that can ever be claimed of that. Come and be that third member of a singles match. Come and be the fifth member of a tag team match. Like, come and suspend disbelief, because my man, daylight savings is here and the election is passed and holiday budgets and this, and just take one night off from everything and do that thing.
Yeah.
All right. So according to Turbo Tony, Mr. Happy has defended the title at least 1,000 times. Okay. He has not. It's not.
He's a fighting champion, man. He's a fighting champion. You'd be surprised how many times you see zebra shirts around Albuquerque, especially Route 66.
Yeah, I would.
It's insane. It's insane.
So you're telling me like his rotator cuff's not good because he's looked at his championship so many times after winning. That's what you're telling me?
That's what I heard. And especially I just heard that right now. Literally, I just heard that right now. That's the word that's going around, and that's what I heard.
He goes over.
He's a fighting champion.
If he goes over, let's say Mr. Happy goes over on Brian Idol. Okay, name of the show, going over. He goes over on Brian Idol. That'll be the loudest building you ever dang heard. Like the Rio Rancho Event Center. Like it'd be like when the roof used to come off of like tents at carnivals. You know what I mean? Like unreal.
Literally, yeah, literally. It's that's the match I'm really looking forward to. I'm excited to have an early night because I want to pay attention to what else is going on throughout the day.
No, early night.
You know,
every time you have a quote unquote early night, you ruin someone else's night. That's your thing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I do what I do when I do what I do for business. It's for business. Okay.
I can only imagine the energy that Chuy Martinez is going to bring to Duke City Championship Wrestling after a Trump victory in the election, November the 5th. He is going to take that energy. He's going to bottle it up. He's going to try to serve that bottle to the bounty hunter, making his Duke City Championship Wrestling debut. That's correct. The NWA brings us another superstar. The bounty hunter, my friend, has come to town, and he's looking to collect, and he's going to try to collect that on Chuy Martinez, who's, I'm sure, going to claim he has a presidential pardon from the match, because why wouldn't he claim that?
People have spoken, and Chuy, being a vessel for the people which hath spoken, he gonna speaketh really well and really harsh. Chuy Martinez is just doing the Lord's work.
Is that
from here on?
Man? What are you doing?
From here on, that's what's happening.
From that's what the deal Lake is. Huron. Is that what
yes, from here on. Chuy Martinez is doing the Lord's work from here on.
People are gonna like the bounty hunter. He's got the look. He can go. People hate Chuy Martinez. Hate him. They hate the way he looks. They hate the way he talks. They hate what he celebrates. They hate what he's about. They hate when he wins. They hate when he decides to lose. Because when he loses, it's because he disqualifies himself or he lays down for Sin Bodhi. He's a guy that goes out there and gets hated.
He's a man that does what needs to be done for this country. He's a great vessel for change. He's a great human being. People hate him because they want to be him.
When we get back from the break, we continue down the card as Duke City Championship Wrestling returns to the Rio Rancho Event Center. That is on November the 21st. No way around. It's going over on 95.9 FM. NAM 610, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Going Over. I, of course, am Fred Slow. Alongside me, Saleh Taylor. We are going over the card for No Way Around. That is this Thursday, November the 21st. It's going to be a very good one. We're at the Rio Rancho Event Center. A lot of new faces are going to be in attendance. We partner with a lot of youth organizations around the town, so we're going to have a lot of first-timers out there, and that is a big deal to me because that's the whole reason we do this thing. Well, TV. We do it for TV and kids. Those are our two things. Kids watch TV. I think fellowship, there's probably more than one reason, I guess.
Yeah, man.
What is my favorite thing about wrestling? I
am your favorite and most. Yeah, I'm your favorite and worst thing about wrestling.
If you're tuning in late to us, Duke City Championship Wrestling, after the 21st of November at the Rio Rancho Event Center, returns to the historic El Rey Theater. That is December the 28th. We're very excited about that. And we go all the way downtown. That's correct. It's actually just blocks from the Rio Rancho Event Center. But we're going to the Kiva. So the Kiva is part of the convention center. We're going to be at Albuquerque Comic-Con January the 17th performing. That's right. We got a nighttime show. Doors open at 6. Show is at 7. And that's going to be a real special thing. We're going to have a fun ticket bundle available for those that want to attend the Comic-Con and pro wrestling. We continue down the card, my friend. One of these two teams, and they're facing off against each other. The winner of this could be the winner of the entire thing. Ooh. One of these two teams is one of the two teams that's going to be in the mix for the Duke City Championship Wrestling Tag Team Chili Championships. Tommy Test and Turbo Tony take on Sky High. And the crowd is going to lose it.
That is actually going to be a really insane match, too.
It's going to be
Turbo Test is Sky High. Wow.
Top tier. And I know Turbo Test has been looking for those titles. They've been looking for those Chili Championships. They are in a position because they got some wins and they got some tough losses. You know, I mean, they've been in the mix, though.
Yeah.
Now, here's the other side of that coin that we just flipped. That's Sky High. Sky High, all they do is win titles. That's their deal. They go everywhere and win them. Is it special to them to win one in their hometown, or is it just another one? Like, it's a little bit of a deal here. Is all these Albuquerque natives trying to beat each other up for a championship for their city? This is going to be a real special. This is going to be a real special knocker upper.
Ooh, this is going to be a great preview of that tag tournament that's going to come down. I'm excited to see who, like, this is a great time for both teams to feel each other out and see what they're both capable of. You got power and strength. That's doing the same thing. Power and speed versus speed and power. This is going to be a great match, man.
You say you don't know who's going to win this one, and with us in the live chat is Tony Davis, and he says, sheesh, the crowd's going to win this one. That's 100% accurate. That's why you come out to this stuff. I spent all night tonight, or last night, the time of airing or whatever, Friday, with the leadership team over at Pope Joy. You know me, I'm a big theater guy. Like, we've talked about this at length. So I'm hanging out with Pope Joy, and I'm talking about pro wrestling. I'm talking about Shakespeare. I'm talking about the 360 exposure of art. I'm going in these things. This is the example. This is when you have your best paintbrush. This is when you have your most vibrant colors, and you put them all together. And this is a painting of pro wrestling. These four individuals, these two teams, going to be an absolute barn burner, my dude. It's going to be good.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a great show. A great match. Yeah, this is a tough one to call. But man, yeah, that's going to be a good one.
You asked for it, Duke City. We listened, and we got it for you. It has been, I think, 3 TV tapings since we've had a women's match, which is too damn long. So we don't just have a women's match. We have the women's match. I expect this to be at or near the best one of the year. Taylor York and Adrian Mascara are going to take on Zamaya and Eliza Hayes in a tag team action. Eliza Hayes returns to Duke City Championship Wrestling, first time in some time. Zamaya making her in-ring debut. She's been kind of lingering outside of the ring for some time now. Taylor York, who performed for us in Santa Fe whenever we did the International Folk Art Museum, she is here for television. And Adrian Mascara, who I believe is a just absolute fan favorite, she is, and I don't know if she said it publicly, but we are excited to have her make Duke City Championship Wrestling her home. Women's tag team action. It is the first tag team women's match in the history of Duke City Championship Wrestling, and it's at the Rio Rancho Event Center this Thursday.
This is going to be an insane match. Zamaya, who's been, as you said, who's just been lingering on the ringside, but also has been a presence. This is going to be a great thing. I'm excited for those to see her in action because Zamaya is amazing performer and very insanely freaking strong.
Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure Zamaya could throw me over her head anytime, and that feels about right.
Taylor York doesn't have a ton of matches under her figurative belt. Her performance whenever we were in Santa Fe at the International Folk Art Museum, that was show stealing. You know, it was that her and Zamaya had to fight each other up there. And when I say had to, I mean, they told me they had to fight. They said there's no way they could ever see each other without fighting. And I said, I understand. Looking at you both, I can tell. When they came up there and fought, the crowd knew they were pro wrestling entertained. And it was because of the performance those two put on. You add the talent of Eliza Hayes and the talent of Adrian Mascara into that. Similar to Dr. Seuss, the places they could go. and the crowd is, and I believe this is our 4th tag team match of the night, which is not a thing we've ever done before. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, including you. Yeah. So so there's going to be a ton of action. I tell you who I really feel bad for is the cameramen of ProView Networks, because there's going to be a lot going on.
A lot. Just a special note for them, though. Whatever's happening in the ring takes precedence over whatever's happening outside. Just
go hard. Don't know what to do? Bring it out.
Yeah. Go hard. Yeah. We'll work on that later.
It's hard. It's a hard.
It is so hard.
You act like it's not.
I'm just saying, though. Yes.
All right. I tell you what. You do me a favor. You get beat up in the first match of the night. You go up to the production booth and you say, "Give me the switcher."
Do you want me to direct a match or two? Yo.
You'd ruin that too.
Why is there another camera facing me?
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's do this. Let's put a camera on me, Saleh. No, in the booth.
The booth.
Okay, zoom, slow zoom. Very slow zoom. All right, slower. All right, now you're gonna notice I'm licking my lips.
Yep. Catch that.
Right. Yep. All right, come in on that. All right, now slowly. Now pause. Pause slightly. I'm gonna move my lower jaw.
While a match is going on the other side.
So funny.
Like, we're going to do a Saleh's reactions and not split screen, not 50-50.
It's so you said Saleh's reactions. This is not a public thing yet, but at our show at Comic-Con, we have this like vision to work with, some of the, legends of entertainment that will be there, and their reactions is a big part of what we're doing. So to have you there, like, will be poetic. I think that's the word, and
I'm with it.
I'm pulling the curtain back just a little bit of all these actors, of all these artisans, of all these, obviously there'll be pro wrestlers, so not them, but of all these musicians, everyone that's going to be at Comic-Con. How many of those that are in attendance for Duke City Championship Wrestling do you believe are going to say to you the phrase at some point, "I wish I would have gave pro wrestling a shot"? Because it seems to be in the blood of anyone who entertains the world of pro wrestling.
It is the most raw of reaction you can get from a crowd, from a setting. Everything that they give you is genuine, and it's real, and that's why those in the entertainment field, like, they want to see this and be part of it as much as possible, because legit, a lot of time as an actor on set, you don't know if you're giving a good performance or not, but you are just like told, all right, moving on, good job, let's go. But this one, whatever you do, either if they react or not, that tells you what you're doing is working or not.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been around entertainment a lot of years. I've been around pro wrestling a lot of years. Music, movies, pro wrestling, athletes, like anything that people will pay a ticket to see, right? That's kind of what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
I think I've heard all of those industries and people say, "Can I get in that ring? Can I get in that?" But I don't think I don't know how many pro wrestlers I've ever met who are like, "I'd love to go and act on the big screen." That's not their thing. Like, some do, you do, obviously, some do, but like, it's not the majority. The majority want to be pro wrestlers. And it's it's awesome. We're getting tight on it, so we have to get tight with it. Main event, my friend. It is the big one. This one is multiple times coming, delayed by literally an act of God. An act of God is the only thing that kept Hobo Hank from possibly being champion for the shortest reign possible, which would have been one show, because an act of God, that being Hurricanes, kept Baba Thunder away from Duke City Championship Wrestling. But he returns. That's right, Saleh. Baba Thunder returns as he is the number one contender, as he beats Sin Bodhi at the Rio Rancho Event Center, and he will take on Hobo Hank for that championship. It is a big boy who is strong and has been wrestling nonstop since he left us. Multiple appearances all over the East Coast in the NWA, and I've seen him in person. I went out to Florida. I watched him wrestle in person for the NWA, and Hobo Hank, hands are gonna be full.
It's going to be an insane thing. I don't think for those who haven't seen Bubba Thunder in person, which another reason why you need to be here in person for the show. He is so tall that he can own the top of his head almost hits the top rope as he's walking in. It's insane that he's just a big dude, and he hurts. Every step he makes, every move he makes, he hurts. He aims to hurts. So Hobo Hank's got a tall order ahead of him, a tall mountain to climb. Whatever happens, all I know is that you don't want to look away.
No, it's going to be one of the best ones you've ever seen. Hobo Hank has beat up some big names. You know what I mean? He's beat up basically everyone except for Jacob Fatu. And he beat up Jacob Fatu too.
I don't know. I didn't see that, man. That's not what I saw. Okay. Just saying, man.
I'm telling you. Is there a bigger human being that Hobo Hank has ever fought? I don't think so.
No. Not at this moment. No.
Is there a bigger moment he's ever fought for? Maybe people in Thunder's circle would claim when he beat Thunder. I don't know if I would. This one seems bigger than that to me. Same venue, bigger opponent. Now he's got all the weight in the world because he's got the title on him. I don't know, dude. It's not strong radio to say you're not an expert, but I'm going to tell you, if I had to make an expert pick, I'd pick this as a possibility of match of the night. And I would pick, if there is a God, because of that act of God, Hobo Hank to continue as champion of Duke City Championship Wrestling. But my face will have zero surprise on it if Baba Thunder walks away. If there are two title changes and they both end up with NWA pro wrestlers like Baba Thunder and Brian Idol, it's the way it's meant to be.
Speaking of act of God, the MK Army will be present and felt. I'm just saying. It's a thing. We rode together. We want to make sure that things are followed through to the T. The language of the law is respected.
That's so stupid. Sally, we did very good at this one today. Thank you for being a part of it. Final words, brother?
November 21st, baby. We're going to be there in Rio Rancho Event Center. And the Rise of Ronin with For Sale. We are for sale. We got the skills, the abilities, the good looks. We got the everything. We are for sale.
For Sally Taylor, for myself, Fred Slow. Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.